Welcome. We're here at 229 Norwood Avenue. I'm Kirsch Ruhl with Michigan Homes and Cottages, and we're here to explore this incredible one-of-a-kind estate on the shores of Lake Macatawa. Today, we're joined by Brian Skaggs, the builder on this estate, and he's going to give us some kind of behind-the-scenes details, some amenities that you might not see on the marketing remarks or the photos. So I'd like to introduce Brian. Brian, welcome.
Thank you.
So Brian, when I worked with the owners of this property, when they first bought it, they had some pretty high expectations, some lofty goals as to what they wanted this final product to be. And by the looks of it, you pretty much knocked it out of the park. Can you tell us a little bit about the process? Kind of what did you start with? What was the vision? How did you get here?
The process started with the owner's goal to make this a great place for their family to be, and to be for many, many years, and to enjoy without any encumbrances as they stay here. We started with, the first thing we did was we cut the garage off, and we built a 5-stall garage with a full bonus room upstairs so that we could add an additional kitchen, additional bunk rooms, additional bedrooms, additional bathrooms, and additional nursery for all the families to be here. And from that point on, it just went down to like, how can we make everybody stay here, be completely comfortable, sort of like Disneyland, where everything is within arm's reach of using.
Yeah, you seem to truly accomplish that. So along with that, so as we look at this project and the scope of it and the things that you kind of value and the things that made it special from your perspective, what would you say is your proudest achievement in terms of what we've done here?
So the weird thing is, you think the proudest achievement would be the details and the appointments and all the nice finishes. And while that's impressive and I enjoy it, for me, what I'm most happy with is just how well this place functions. For instance, let's say it's a deluge in the middle of summer and everybody's here. Well, within 30 minutes, this entire property drains. Every gutter, every drain, every yard is now drained out properly so that's completely dry and ready to use. Let's say you're here in the wintertime and you want to use the hot tub. We have snow melt systems from the sidewalks out to the hot tub, not even up to the hot tub, even to the automatic cover switch to then open the cover so you're not standing in snow. And while that seems kind of nitty gritty and kind of boring details, that's the level of detail that went into the home. Every square inch was that it will be useful for everybody to be here. Another quick example is we have generators, on the property. If you're out in the boat and a storm comes in or there's a power outage for whatever reason, generators will operate every single boat lift on this property and make it use, come back in. We thought of everything. We have a beautiful sunroom in the guest house. It's heated. We have infrared heaters up in the ceiling so that if you're here on a cooler night or a cooler summer night, you want to watch the sunrise, sunset, wherever it may be, it's comfortable for you.
So tell me a little bit about that guest house. I noticed that it's kind of bifurcated into two different types of living space or usable space. What was the thought behind that?
Well, the thought started with the owner wanted basically a barn. And we kind of said, well, we really can't have that on this property. So we wanted to have kind of that garage living space on the main floor, as well as a game room, or it could be an exercise room if you want it to be. Again, all in-floor radiant heat. And upstairs is all the living spaces. The two main garages, which face the garage, the main driveway, great for parking, great for toys. Then we have what's called a boat garage, which houses all of your waterfront toys, your tubes, your skis, your tow ropes, anything you might need to enjoy the water.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, speaking of the waterfront, I mean, that is, what you've created out there is absolutely stunning and incredible. I can't imagine that's going to be able to be done anytime soon again around this area.
And no, you're absolutely right. And it can't be, one, because we have a double lot. We're allowed to have more slips and more docks than what a normal single lot would be. We also built this in with some historic high water levels. So in that process, we actually raised the seawall up so that we will never have an issue with the water rising here and causing issues on the property itself. Which, looking around this whole lake, nobody else really has that. And it was fortunate that we built during the high water, and so we were able to combat that. And then it also gave us some residual benefits of the yard being less sloped, and there's all kinds of great things, the way that just the property actually functions and flows.
It seems like a lot of thought was put into each and every square foot of this entire property.
Entire property, yeah. And there's not literally, I can go down even further, there's not a square inch that we did not plan, think about, and plan for the future. We have so many systems in place that if we decide, hey, we want to change this, can we do it? And the answer is absolutely yes. And so all my contractors, when we built this house, I said, keep that in mind, that we're building for what we want now and for what we want later.
Interesting. Yeah, lots of good foresight. Now, I can't imagine every good project there has to be some challenges along the way. What would you say was the biggest challenge about this project?
The biggest challenge was just making sure everything fit the owner's needs. And I go back down to the boring stuff. If you go on the side of the home where you have like the pool heaters and pool equipment, I had to make a detailed design drawing of where every single piece was going to go, so that when you walked around the home, it was beautiful in every aspect. Even the sides that you can't see for the neighbors, the owner's like, hey, make sure we do full stone back here, because they're looking at my house and I want it to look pretty for them as well. And so meeting those expectations was a challenge. It was one that was welcomed. But I love the fact that we just didn't let stuff go because you couldn't see it.
Mm-hmm. Well, like I said, you absolutely knocked it out of the park. So thank you for your time today, Brian. And thank you for viewing. We hope to show you many more beautiful properties like this in the future. So long.